Memory is the thread that weaves together the fabric of our lives. It allows us to recall cherished moments, recognize familiar faces, and navigate the world with confidence. But what happens when that thread begins to fray? For many, occasional lapses, like forgetting where you left your keys or struggling to recall a name, are a normal part of aging. Yet, when memory loss becomes more pronounced, accompanied by confusion or persistent forgetfulness, it's natural to wonder, is this just a sign of getting older, or could it be the beginning of something more serious, like Alzheimer's disease? Understanding the difference between typical age-related memory changes and the early signs of dementia is crucial. Dementia is not a single disease, but rather a general term for a decline in mental ability severe enough to interfere with daily life. Alzheimer's disease is the most common cause of dementia, accounting for 60–80% of cases. But before jumping to conclusions, it's important to know what to look for, how to respond, and what steps can be taken to support brain health. Let's begin by exploring the normal changes that come with aging. As we grow older, the brain, like the rest of the body, undergoes subtle changes. You might notice it takes a bit longer to learn something new, or that you occasionally forget the name of an acquaintance, only to remember it later. These moments can be frustrating, but they are usually not cause for alarm. In fact, most people experience some degree of forgetfulness as they age. However, dementia is different. It's not just about forgetting a name or misplacing your glasses. Dementia involves more serious disruptions in memory, thinking, and reasoning. It can affect language, judgment, and even personality. The early signs can be subtle, but over time, they become more noticeable and begin to interfere with daily life. One of the most common early symptoms of Alzheimer's is memory loss that disrupts daily activities. This isn't just forgetting where you park the car once in a while. It's repeatedly asking for the same information, relying heavily on memory aids, or forgetting important dates and events. People with early Alzheimer's may struggle to follow a conversation, lose their train of thought, or have difficulty finding the right words. They may become confused about time or place, or get lost in familiar surroundings. Another sign to watch for is difficulty with planning or problem solving. Tasks that used to be routine, like following a recipe or managing bills, may become overwhelming. You might notice that someone is making poor decisions or showing poor judgment, such as giving away large sums of money or neglecting personal hygiene. Changes in mood and personality can also be the early indicators. Someone who was once outgoing may become withdrawn or suspicious. They might lose interest in hobbies, become easily upset, or act out of character. It's important to remember that these symptoms don't appear overnight. Dementia develops gradually, and the changes can be subtle at first. That's why it's so important to pay attention to patterns over time. If you or a loved one is experiencing persistent memory problems, confusion, or difficulty with familiar tasks, it's worth seeking medical advice. There are many possible causes of memory loss and confusion, and not all of them are related to dementia. Stress, anxiety, depression, vitamin deficiencies, thyroid problems, and certain medications can all affect memory and thinking. In some cases, treating the underlying condition can reverse the symptoms. That's why a thorough evaluation by a healthcare professional is essential. If dementia is suspected, a doctor will typically begin with a detailed medical history and cognitive assessment. This may include questions about memory, language, attention, and problem-solving skills. Blood tests, brain scans, and other diagnostic tools may be used to rule out other conditions and help determine the cause of the symptoms. While there is currently no cure for Alzheimer's disease, early diagnosis offers several important benefits. It allows individuals and families to plan for the future, access support services, and explore treatment options that may help manage symptoms and improve quality of life. Medications can help slow the progression of memory loss in some people, and lifestyle changes, like staying physically active, Eating a healthy diet and engaging in social and mental activities can support brain health. Caring for someone with dementia can be challenging, but support is available. Community resources, support groups, and professional caregivers can provide guidance and relief. It's also important for caregivers to take care of their own health and well-being. If you're worried about your memory or that of a loved one, there are steps you can take. Start by keeping a journal of any changes you notice, when they began, how often they occur, and how they affect daily life. Share this information with your doctor, and don't hesitate to ask questions. Early intervention can make a significant difference. There are also ways to promote brain health at any age. Regular physical activity increases blood flow to the brain and supports the growth of new neural connections. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats provides essential nutrients. Mental stimulation, such as reading, puzzles, or learning new skills, keeps the mind sharp. And staying socially connected helps ward off isolation and depression. It's natural to feel anxious about memory lapses, especially as we get older. But not every instance of forgetfulness is a sign of dementia. By understanding the warning signs, seeking medical advice when needed, and adopting healthy habits, you can take proactive steps to protect your brain and maintain your independence. Remember, you are not alone. Millions of people are affected by memory loss and dementia, and help is available. By staying informed and reaching out for support, you can navigate these challenges with hope and resilience. Whether you're concerned about yourself or someone you care about, taking action today can make a meaningful difference for the future.